What sort of gyms are the ones that are best for an education academy? And then when is the best time for someone who's running a gym to move into education?
Okay, so yeah, let's go one at a time then. So in general, all the people we work with either run a personal training studio, a group training facility, or they're like an open gym with gym memberships. I would say 80% of the people we work with are group training facilities, and then kind of 10% on each of purely one-to-one training facilities, and some bigger gyms that are just selling memberships and things like that. So for example, we've got Paul in Oxford who's got like a big gym just with a membership base, and they're doing really well. A lot of footfall coming in. They get a lot of natural leads coming in just because the amount of people coming in. Then we've got people like Bruce in Scotland who's running small group training facility. Their site's probably got maybe 200 members only, so it's not like a big gym where you've got 1,000 members. They're doing incredible numbers. They're doing like, I think they did like 40 students at £2,500 or something last year. So, they're doing exceptionally well. And then we've got the kind of the PT studios like Lucy in Brighton, who's running lots of one-to-one, maybe some group kind of training as well. And it's working, really well for them. So it can work for any kind of gym, but the main three we work with is the PT studios, the group training facilities, and the bigger gyms that are just selling memberships. And then, you mentioned about like the best time. So, I mean, there's two things here. Not the best time, I mean, this is something else we can talk about, as in best time of the year. Is September or January the best? But the best time, as in you've been running your gym, for example, for 3 or 4 years, and are you still in the position where you're the main coach, for example? So are you doing 30 one-to-one sessions every week? Are you running 20, 25 group sessions a week? Are you the one doing a lot of the actual training of clients in your gym? Now, even though we've had some people like that join up before and they have been successful, it's probably not the best time for it. You're already busy, you're doing the day-to-day stuff, a staff member or someone's ill, you've got to jump in, you've got to do everything. So do you have that, as we like to say, bandwidth to take on something else? Another gym owner, they might be in the position where they used to be the main coach. They've now kind of moved forward a little bit more, where they've got another 1 or 2 coaches within that facility. So the gym owner is now either totally not running sessions anymore, or they might have just moved down to kind of part-time. So they're running maybe 10 hours a week, and then they're doing more stuff on the actual structure of the business and things like that. So you basically need 4 hours per week for 10 weeks to run a course. So it's not a lot of time. It's 40 hours, which is a week's work, isn't it? But it's broken down into 4 hours each week for 10 weeks. Now, the reason normally either the gym owner or the head coach would run those sessions, because with PT, let's just make it up, you're earning £40 an hour, might be 50 in some areas, whatever. With group training, you might be earning £100 an hour or even £150 an hour. But with education, you could be making like £400 an hour. So the model is really to move yourself out of the day-to-day running of the gym, as in doing the sessions yourself, because you've got the experience. You might have been a PT for 3, 4, 10 years, and you're still only making that £40 an hour. You can't really charge a lot more because it's you. So what else can you do with that knowledge? So, you becoming the coach to take people through personal training courses, one is you're using that knowledge that you've built up through years in the industry, but also you're getting paid for that knowledge at last. A decent amount of money, £400 is really worth your time to be delivering those kind of sessions. And you've got the time because you're not being thrown back in to do all the one-to-one and group sessions, within the gym. Now, some people we work with are totally out of running it, so it's just something for them to do. Other people, they're still doing some, but most people aren't a full-time training coach and trying to do this as well, because that's when burnout happens, mistakes get made and things like that.
When do they do it during the week? What's the
Yeah, I
best
mean, I would say,
time?
again, you can run courses any day you like, but 80% of the people we work with do this at weekends. So they run it on a Saturday or a Sunday, and normally it's because they're either closed on a Sunday, and a lot of people close midday on a Saturday. So you've got that free time that you're still paying for that time, renting the building, paying your rates. You can make that time work harder for you. Other people have said, well, I don't want to do a weekend, but my gym, because we're a group training facility, is busy from like 6 till 10, for example, and then it's busy from 5 till 9 in the evening. So they run courses on a Monday from 11 till 3 or something like that. So you can run that at any time you want, but the big thing is you're not paying to run this course from somewhere else. You've already got the equipment you're paying for. You're already paying the rent or the building that you own, you're already paying for that. You've already got your insurances. You've already got lighting, electric, everything is there. So this is just an easy way to make extra money without the overheads creeping up and up and up and up. Obviously, you've got our fees as well, but in general, you've got everything you need within your gym to be able to run an academy.
What if the gym owner doesn't fancy running the course, but they think it's a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, well, I would say half the people we work with are in that kind of situation where the owner's thinking it's a good revenue stream, it's a good way to find staff, all the things that we've kind of talked about on other videos, but they don't actually want to teach the course themselves for whatever reason. Not everyone is for education, but what we found, and we did this with our own gym, was I, as the owner, didn't want to run the courses. I'm busy doing lots of other things. We had a head coach who'd been with us for 12 years probably at the time. And I was wondering where else we could move that head coach to, because he was already the head coach. When we opened our second facility, he became the kind of area manager, if you like, as well. But in a small business, there's not a lot of places to keep moving up. Like with a big corporate business, there's always another position to get. So we spoke to him about becoming head of education and teaching the personal training courses, which he absolutely ran at. You know what I mean? It was like it's the best thing ever. He really got into that. And now, another 8 years later, he's still with us. And I do wonder if we'd not come up with this and give him that opportunity to run the courses, would he still be with us? He's been with us for 20 years now, because we kept finding new things for him to kind of move into and everything else. So if you're sitting here thinking like, it sounds a great idea, I don't fancy teaching the courses. Do you have a coach in mind, a head coach, someone who's really into the education thing, that you could move them from whatever position they are now, not to stop training, but 4 hours of their week is education. And you start to build them up to be the education provider within your business.